Hey guys, what's up? I just wanted to talk about a subject that, I mean, may seem controversial, but basically I had a conversation with a couple of guys yesterday, and I think I said something that may have offended them, but, once we got the clarification, I think that everything was understood. So here's the thing, words matter, right? That's why it's important that everybody understand what they're saying, and communication of those words are just as important, because you could say something that you think means one thing and it gets translated as something else in the ears of the person or the receiver. So basically the word that was interchanged, in my point of view, in my worldview, was training somebody and coaching somebody. So I said, I look at the word coaching because to me, coaching is someone that's going to be there with that person, someone who's going to care for that person, someone who's going to be involved and completely inculcated into that person, so that person can get from their point A to their point B, hence the reason why they need a coach. I said a trainer, someone who trained somebody. So if I'm a trainer, I mean, the word, again, in my vocabulary, in my word, it sounds like you can train a dog, you could train an animal in general. You train somebody or something to do something. Now, a coach as an umbrella word can include training. So I can train you to do pull-ups properly. I can train you to do the perfect push-ups. I can train you to do XYZ with regards to the physicality, so that you get that right. So I'm training you so that you can in turn get your body to react to the results that are needed to be trained in that way. But coaching you, again, is something where it's all encompassing. So for me, and when I'm coaching somebody, I'm literally caring about that person. When you train somebody, if you're a trainer, that person, again, it denotes something a little bit more cold, a little bit more AB, a little bit more, with a chasm, that dichotomy between their life and your life, and nothing is really intertwined. It's like, okay, I train you today and I'll see you tomorrow. And I can train you, I can tell you, do, 20 burpees while I look through my phone and not care if you're doing it correctly, or not even care if you're doing it at all. And then like, oh, you did 20 burpees. Okay, let's do 10 push-ups. Yeah, that's good. I do 10 push-ups. And I'm not caring about how you're doing. I'm not caring about what it is that I'm trying to teach you in order for your body to get the results that I guess ultimately you're looking for. Now, a coach is someone who's going to be there as a motivator. You can be trained by anybody. You can go on YouTube and to be honest with you, everybody knows what they're supposed to do. All right, if you want to get a bigger chest, you could do bench press, you could do a bunch of push-ups, you could do variations of push-ups for your triceps, for your biceps, for your forearms, for your chest, you could do different exercises for your abs, you can do different exercises for your shoulders, and you could search this up and get all these answers on YouTube in less than 30 seconds. But you notice that a month later you still haven't done it. And you notice that 2 months later, you haven't done it. 4 months, 8 months, a year, years pass by. And now you've gotten to this point where you're desperate and you need to do something. Or maybe the doctor told you something and you need to do something. Now you're at that point. And so then you go to a traditional trainer and they're gonna train you. Oh, you want bigger chest? Boom, do this. You want this? Okay, do this. But a coach is looking at you and looking at the whole picture holistically. You see, you're a living organism. You're a human being with a brain, with feelings, concerns, worries, trepidation. You're a human being. A coach and that other human being, that relationship has to be symbiotic so that you can be there to motivate that person, so you can be there for accountability, which is the other big word. Is that if you say you're going to do push-ups and you're going to do this and you're going to do that, and you do it on your own, which you can, you would have done it already a trillion years ago, but you haven't. And so if you're gonna do it, you become lackadaisical because there's no accountability. There's no one pushing you. There's no one believing your word, believing that you said you want to accomplish and you want to get from point A to B, then I'm gonna help you and I believe you. So there's accountability. So when you remove a coach from the picture, yes, you can get a trainer, someone that trains people, trains dogs, trains, whatever. And that to me was the argument that I was having. And again, it was a discussion. It wasn't really an argument, but I saw in their faces how they took what I was saying and maybe misconstrued the sentiment behind it. At the end of the day, it's about caring for people. Everybody that I've come in contact with, that I personally have worked with, yes, I've trained them. If they only want to do the best push-ups, they only want to do learn how to do the Superman, they want to do whatever it is that they want to learn how to do, I can train them to do that if that's all they're looking for. But 9 out of 10 times that is just part and parcel. It's just a piece of what they're looking for. And when I'm teaching somebody, when I'm coaching somebody, I'm actually heavily involved with their success because their success is my success. So when you're happy, when you feel like you've reached that point B and now want to go even beyond that, then beautiful, kudos. You don't even need me anymore. And that's great. That's the whole point, is to kind of get you on the shoulders and move you to the next phase in your life. And like I always say, I'll do 200% of the work if you just do 100%, and together we will do it. And that is ultimately what a coach is supposed to be doing. And I make that delineation between a coach and a trainer. If you disagree with me, that's totally okay. Again, words matter, and I know that that's a fine line, and that's kind of like playing with semantics there, but that's what it means to me, and that's what the argument was. Again, not argument, that's what the discussion was about. But what do you think? I would love to know your thoughts. All right, looking forward to hearing from you guys. And if you ever want a real coach, you can reach out to me. You could DM me, you could text me, you can call me. There's a trillion ways to reach out to me. All right, peace.